Hi, I'm Emily.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kathleen. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm an early intervention social worker.
All right. Well, I have a daughter. She's in 2nd grade, and she's no longer benefiting from her cochlear implant. As an audiologist, what do you recommend?
Since y'all are signing with her right now, and she isn't benefiting from her cochlear implant, I would take the route of immersing her in sign language and keep continually signing with her. And then later on, if y'all do decide to do an oral communication route, she can always do lip reading or cued speech or something like that.
Okay, great. And so if we're going to keep signing with her, what kind of school do you recommend she go to?
Well, she has two options then. If she's mainstream now, then you can keep her in her school and you can hire on an interpreter. And then she would still be around the hearing community, probably around some friends that she's possibly made. And she would just have an interpreter with her to help her through that. And there's advantages to mainstreaming. After years of mainstream schooling, she will have been able to figure out ways to work through the hearing community and to be able to communicate with them, maybe even without an interpreter sometimes. She will probably, through conversation with her friends, pick up forms of lip reading. There's also a school here in Knoxville called the Tennessee School for the Deaf, and it's a residential school where the kids stay, but because we do live here, you could treat it as a day school. She could go in the morning and come home in the afternoon, and then there she'd be being immersed into deaf culture and really building herself as a deaf young adult.
Okay, great. Both of those options sound good. I'll have to think them over. Thank you.
Thank you for meeting with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you for meeting with
Hi,
me.
nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Kathleen.
Hi, thank you. So my middle child, he's in the 1st grade, and he has bilateral hearing loss, but he's actually doing really well with his hearing aids. He's speaking really well, and the teachers have been saying that he's listening well and doing well in school, and I just want to know what the right path is for my son.
Okay, well, as a speech pathologist, it sounds like he's benefiting from his hearing aids and he's developing auditory and speaking skills. So really, he has a lot of options school-wise since he is hearing and speaking. So I guess we should turn it over to you to discuss the school options.
The main school options that I would say, you could first do a residential school setting since your first child is not benefiting from his cochlear implants, and y'all might be deciding to do sign language for him. It might be easier to immerse all 3 of your children into the sign language community and the deaf community to help keep them all together, not have 2 of them separate and 1 of them like on the outcast. Or since he is benefiting from the hearing world, and since y'all are hearing yourselves, you could put him in a mainstream school, and he could actually, based on what I've heard, he can actually thrive pretty well in that setting. And I also, if he is tending to maybe not doing so well, or he might not be keeping up with what the teacher is saying, he could even get like an FM system or an interpreter, so that, because like in a classroom, the environment can be very noisy and the teacher might be going really fast and he might get distracted very easily, so it might be helpful to have an interpreter so that he doesn't fall back behind and so that he can catch everything that teacher is saying to him.
Yes. Thank you very much for that information. I will definitely talk that over.
Hi, how are y'all?
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so my 3rd child is 5 years old, and he has a severe to profound hearing loss, and we actually have been signing with all 3 of our kids since birth. So what are some options that I can do for this child?
Well, as an audiologist, I I think that probably one of the best things to start doing right now is to start thinking about your choices on like what you're gonna want to do as far as like maybe if you want to pursue some sort of amplification device, like you can think about hearing aids. I know that's worked really well for your middle child. There's the option of a cochlear implant. You know, just because one child isn't benefiting doesn't mean that the other one won't. But those should definitely be some things that maybe you'd start thinking about that would help you make other decisions later.
Okay, thank you.
As for schools, there's lots of options since he does have a severe to profound hearing loss. I think he would thrive in a residential school, especially if you have your other children going there. He could really benefit from being immersed in the deaf community, but also if you wanted to keep your options open, he could benefit from a mainstream school, but he would require special attention in either a self-contained classroom or an interpreter, which could isolate him, but would also keep him immersed in the hearing community as well as in the deaf community, because I'm sure he does other things with the deaf community. Also, another option is homeschooling, since you do sign with him. If that's something you would like to pursue, homeschooling is a viable option. But ultimately, it's up to you whether you'd like to pursue amplification or not, because once you do choose to get your child implanted or not, that really changes the playing field and kind of determines where he would need to go.
Okay, thank y'all so much. This has been really helpful. I'll definitely consider whether we want to see if he'll be a good candidate for hearing aids or cochlear implants. But thank y'all for meeting me.
Yeah,
Thank you.